This is me.
Okay.
Yeah.
White shirt.
And there's a man in this match that you are pretty familiar with.
Okay. Yep.
A man named Instagram.
Okay.
Check out what Instagram does to me here.
It's game 7. Me and Mark Briscoe, we're 3-3. And, he's one of my wrestling soulmates. And I think more than anything, I just want to prove to him that I'm the better man, like I've always said I am. Seeing the PWA roster now, seeing all these people that I have history with, these people that I've never crossed paths with before, it really does excite me. So yeah, I would love to come back to PWA. I'd love to defend it against any of those guys.
Welcome to Pario magazine, where I chat with individuals who have a desire to create. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Kyle.
Who apparently has a desire to create.
You create some pretty
What
awesome
do I create?
stuff.
You're not wrong. Yeah,
So
nailed it.
TNT champion, Kyle Fletcher.
Two-time!
That is
Two-time!
Welcome back to Australia.
Thanks, man.
How's the body feeling after the hellacious battle on the
A lot
Wednesday?
better. A lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. I got a full 8 hours on the plane, so I'm feeling ripe, feeling ready to go.
Fantastic. Obviously, TNT champion again.
Two-time!
How does it feel to be returning home as the champion?
Dude,
now?
It is... when I won this title for the first time, I think that was always in the back of my mind of like something I really wanted to do, knowing that we were coming back in February. Hold on to it till then. So, I mean, took a roundabout way to get here, but yeah, it feels pretty cool. It feels pretty cool to be able to like bring this physical thing that I can hold in my hands home and be like, look what I've accomplished. So yep. Yeah, it's cool.
And so speaking of some accomplishments, I have a video to show you.
This angle, this clip that I can see, I haven't seen this angle or this environment in a very long time, so I'm very excited to watch it.
So this is me.
Okay.
Yeah.
White shirt.
And there's a man in this match that you are pretty familiar with.
Okay. Yep.
A man named Instagram.
Okay.
Check out what Instagram does to me here.
Oh. Hell yeah. So technically Bonza's the one that killed you. Also, story about this. Let's pause. Watch Robbie here.
Launches you extra fast.
He literally what? He gave me a little. That's the most air I've ever gotten on a dive in my life, thanks to Robbie Eagles. So I blame firstly Robbie and secondly Bonza. See, I actually avoided you.
You cleared me.
I avoided you easy peasy. Look at me go. Absolute professional, mate.
How does it feel to go from wrestling in the Casula Powerhouse, attacking fans, to now wrestling at Kudos Bank Arena?
It's so cool, man. It's really cool. Especially like now seeing that clip and watching it back and just like remembering how that felt at the time. Like that to me felt like the biggest thing possible. Like I loved every moment I spent in that building in a PWA ring. And I love what I'm doing now. I love wrestling for AEW, and dude, wrestling in the Kudos Bank Arena. It's where I saw professional wrestling for the first time when I was 9 years old. I was sitting up in the nosebleeds, and dude, it's going to be such a crazy feeling, especially seeing this to go from there to where I am now. It's I wouldn't change it for the world. I've loved every single step of the journey.
And now going back in and defending the title in a ladder match as well. How are you feeling heading into that?
Oh, excited, a little bit nervous, but I think it's a big opportunity for me. It's game 7. Me and Mark Briscoe, we're 3-3, and he's one of my wrestling soulmates. And I think more than anything, I just want to prove to him that I'm the better man, like I've always said I am. And then to get to do it in front of my family and friends. My mum's going to be terrified watching me jump off ladders, poor girl. But, it's going to be a very special night for sure.
Has your mum seen you in any of these sort of crazy matches that you've had in the last
I don't think
so?
She has seen me live in one. So I think any other time that I've had a match involving weapons, so like steel cage, no DQs, I think she's watched it on delay because she wants to know that I'm okay before she watches it. This one, she's going to be live in the arena. So I have no idea how that's going to go. I've told her to drink plenty of wine beforehand. So fingers crossed she's okay.
Fingers crossed you don't get yelled at when you come back.
Oh, I have no doubt I will get yelled at. But, the price you pay.
And then obviously now as the TNT champion, a title that has been synonymous with open challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone from these days back in Australia that you have sort of unfinished business with, or someone that you would love to defend the title against?
Dude, there's a lot of people. I was actually talking about it before, like seeing the PWA roster now, seeing all these people that I have history with, these people that I've never crossed paths with before. It really does excite me. So yeah, I would love to come back to PWA. I'd love to defend it against any of those guys. I think Robbie, he was my first trainer, literally the first professional wrestler I ever met.
Mine too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Hell yeah, dude. It was I met him in a backyard in Punchbowl, of all places. So yeah, he's one I have a lot of history with. I'd love to step back in the ring with him and like test the version of me now against the version of him now. We've both come so far, obviously. Some up and comers, Tuckman's a big one. Scott Green, love those boys. So yeah, I think anyone I'd be happy to put it on the line for.
And then, so in terms of the evolution of Kyle Fletcher as well, we've seen you physically transform from this Instagram days, as well as like the big suits and all of the flashiness.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired all of this change?
Look, I think it's a lot of growing as a person and also knowing who I want to become. So I mean, just in my own life, in my career, everything, like starting at 14 years old, I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea who I was. I had no idea what professional wrestling would hold for me, if I would be able to achieve my dreams or not. So over that process, I've gone through so much growth, just time and time and time again. But I think the thing that always drives that growth is trying to become the greatest professional wrestler of all time. So you say the suits, the look, all of it, it's all been because that's the big overarching goal. I see world champions, I see what they look like, how they talk, all that kind of stuff. And I think if I want to get to that point, that's the kind of person that I need to be. So it's been a lot of personal growth, a lot of professional growth, but you never stop growing, which is, I think, the cool part of it.
And so in terms of everything else, in terms of like traveling and all that stuff, I host a TV and movie podcast as well.
Sure.
What do you like to do on a plane? Does it mainly sleep these days, or do you have go-tos that you watch when you can't sleep?
I have a lot. I'm really good at sleeping on planes now, which is a godsend. I know so many wrestlers that say they can't sleep on planes, and I can't think of anything worse. Can you imagine if I won this belt, got on a 14-hour flight, and could not? I wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know what I mean? So
straight to the hotel, leave me alone.
I'm so lucky that I'm able to sleep on planes. So that is first and foremost. Otherwise, there's so much wrestling going on nowadays. I think if I'm able to catch up a little bit, if I have an hour or two on, like, say, a short flight or whatever, and I can't sleep, there's always something to watch wrestling wise, something to catch up on, make sure I've got like my finger on the pulse of what's happening in the business. And otherwise, I'm a big sitcom guy. I love my go-to sitcoms. I've never watched Friends all the way through. So that's the one I'm doing at the moment, going through Friends. And then Modern Family is my number one probably show of all time, or one of them anyway. So yeah, I got a couple of go-tos there as well.
Are you a Scrubs fan as well?
Never watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's
another one on the list.
New season coming, so you can
cool. Okay.
fresh.
Yeah, I'll catch up.
And then obviously it's Valentine's tomorrow.
It is.
You're a little bit busy.
A little bit. Yep.
How else would you spend Valentine's otherwise? And is there like a go-to rom-com that either you or your partner chooses?
No, not really. Me and my partner Sky, we've never like with wrestling. There's always something going on. We're never home on Valentine's Day. We never have the time to go out on like a date or do anything fun. But yeah, I think just I love spending time with her more than anything. So anytime that we get to spend together, I'm stoked. We're watching Friends together. We're watching the new Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So we'll chuck that on when there's a new episode, but yeah, luckily we get to travel a lot together and stuff. So we get to spend a lot of time together, which is nice. We'll get to spend, after I defend this beautiful, beautiful belt, I'll get to go back to the hotel with her and have a nice kiss and a cuddle, I'm sure.
Perfect. So then the last question I wanted to ask you is, for inspiration, are you drawing it mainly from other wrestlers, or are you trying to find it in other forms like film, TV, music?
I think the cool thing is I like to take inspiration from anything, really. I think for me, obviously wrestling has always been my top passion, my number one passion. So it's very easy for me to think about, who are the wrestlers that I love to watch? So I'll go back and watch those matches, and sometimes that'll give me inspiration. Sometimes it's just like a mood lifter, you know what I mean? Just to enjoy watching something. But then other than that, I think a lot of character stuff comes from music. I'm a big music guy. Anime as well. I love kind of the anime villain-esque character, like that big, scary, strongest form of whatever you've ever seen, and the good guy has to build up his strength.
The Vegeta, Frieza type people.
Literally that, yeah. Frieza's the one that always sticks out in my head, or Cell, or any of the Dragon Ball Z supervillains. They come along and you go, oh my god, this is the scariest, strongest thing that's going to take over the entire universe. What on earth are we going to do to stop this devious person? And then somehow Goku finds another Super Saiyan level and overcomes the big bad guy. So I think in my head, that's kind of something that hasn't, a lot of wrestling, a lot of bad guys, a lot of villains, a lot of heels. It's always been, oh, I'm a coward, or I'm going to take the cheapest way to win, or whatever. And I think I've drawn a lot of inspiration from that, and why people love animes and why people love movies and stuff like that. I think having that, that villain that seems like there's no way that you could possibly overcome it. There's no way you could be stronger than this guy, but then somehow at the end of it, the good guy always comes out. I think that's something that wrestling's missed, and something that I've tried to.
Yeah, I can definitely say that in your.
You know what I mean?
Not
yeah.
The cowardly heel try to escape.
Yes. Exactly. So that's inspiration comes from anything, and that's a big one for me.
Awesome. And just one other thing that just popped up. Then you mentioned wrestling has always been your first love type.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a period where a lot of people have where they fall out of wrestling for a bit? Obviously, starting at 14, you maybe.
Yeah. I don't think I ever fell out of love with it. I think there has definitely been points in my career that I have struggled or been frustrated. I think the number one is during COVID. It was super hard for me because I was an independent wrestler in the UK. Myself and Mark Davis, Aussie Open, we were just on the cusp of getting to New Japan, and then COVID happened, and Japan had the worst COVID laws of any country. So trying to get there was next to impossible. So we had a couple of years of, what do we do? Right? So it was hard in that time. Yes, there was frustration there, but that underlying love and passion is genuinely what made me not give up. So I don't think I would say it ever left completely. I don't think it ever stopped, but there's definitely, like anything, ebbs and flows. Yeah, totally.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I think now that passion is rekindled, you are going to be very hard to beat tomorrow in AEW Grand Slam at Kudos Bank Arena.
Fingers crossed.
Tickets at tickettech.com
or AEWTix.com, baby.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me, man.